Hi, my name is Jennifer Huckus, and I'm going to be showing you the appendicular skeleton. And the first bone we're going to start with is the clavicle, which is this entire bone right here. And the sternum side of the clavicle is the side that's attached to the sternum, and the acromial side of the bone is attached to the acromion. The next bone we're working on is the scapula, and the scapula is the back side of the body, and the scapula is this bone and this bone, and the coracoid process is the little notch on the top right here that sticks out in the front, and the subscapular fossa is the bone. I don't remember where I put this one. Oh yeah, it goes right in here, right next to the coracoid process. The glenoid cavity is the part that comes right here that attaches to the arm, the forearm. And the spine of the bone is in the front of the scapula, right here. The acromion is the edge, which is right here. The supraspinous fossa is on the front side of the scapula right here. And the infraspinous fossa is this piece right here. And the sternoclavicular joint is the joint that attaches to the sternum on the inside of the sternum. And the acromial clavicular joint is the side that attaches to it down here. The next bone we're going to go to is the arm. This is the humerus, this whole bone right here, and the head of the humerus is the top. And the greater, I can't see these words very well, the greater tubercle is on the anterior side of the bone, which is right here. And there's two little spots. And the lesser tubercle is next to it, this side. And the deltoid tuberosity is right here. And the medial epicondyle is towards the center, but it's right where the little notch is on the bones down here. So it's right here. And the lateral epicondyle is on the lateral side of the arm. And the coronoid fossa is right here, that little area. And the capitulum articulates with the radius, and the capitulum is right here because the radius is right there. And the trochlea articulates with the ulna, so the trochlea is on this side because the ulna is the smaller bone. And the olecranian fossa, the elbow of the ulna goes in the olecranian fossa, so right here. The next bone we're going to do is the forearm. So now I'm going to show you the forearm when we start with the ulna, and the ulna is the longer bone, and in the ulna there is a olecranion, and that is this part right here. And then there's a coronoid process, which is the notch next to the radial notch, which is right here, the pointy little area, and the styloid process, which is at the bottom. In the coronoid process is where the trochlea goes, trochlear notch. And the next one, the radius is right here, and the head of the radius is the top. And the radial tuberosity is, I always get confused with these two, but it's the pokey point right here. And then the ulnar tuberosity is on the side right here, the pokey. And then the styloid process on the ulna is at the bottom also, just like the other one. They both have the processes on the bottom. The next bone is the carpus. The bones that we're doing now is the carpal or carpus bones, and the proximal ones are the scaphoid, the lunate triquetrum, and the pisiform. So the scaphoid is the first bone from on the wrist that leads to the pollex, which is right here. And then the triquetrum is the bone. Oh, where did that one go? That's on the opposite side, I believe. It said 3 articular surfaces. I have to find that one. The pisiform is on the back side, which is this one right here. And then the distal side has the trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, and the hamate. So the trapezium is the first one from the pollex, which is right here. And the trapezoid is the next one over, which is the index finger under that. And then the capitate is the one in the middle, from the middle finger, right here in the middle. And the hamate, which is the hooked one, so it's between these two right here. And then which bones form the wrist joint with what forearm bone? Sorry, the scaphoid, because it goes with the radius. As if you pull it up and you look at it, it's the bone right below it. And which bone forms a joint with the pollex? The pollex is the thumb, and the trapezium is the first one below the pollex. I don't know if you could understand that, but the next one we're going to do is the pelvic girdle. So right here I have showing is the pelvic girdle, which has the coxal bones, which are the hip bones, and there are 3 coxal bones: the ilium, which is right here, the pubis, which is at the bottom right here, and the ischium. Those 3 make up the hip bones. The let's see. The acetabellum of the hip bone is the part that the leg attaches to, right here, kind of inside. And then the next part, the pubic symphysis, is that whole bottom area. And then the obturator foramen, which is the hole that is right here in the bottom for the femur. And the iliac crest is the part right here. And then the anterior superior iliac spine is right here. And then the greater sciatica notch is the area in between right here. And the ischial spine is on the bottom right here, the pointy part. That's when the ischial tuberosity is the sit down bone, and that one is right here at the bottom, the back, over the obturator foramen is. So when you sit down, that part bends. And then the 2 ossa coxae unit is the posteriorly articulate with the sacrum, which is the sacroiliac joints. And the next bone I will be going down to is the femur. So this is the femur bone, and this is also known as the strongest bone in the body. And the head of the femur is right here at the top. The greater trochanter is on the distal side. The lesser trochanter is on the medial side. The adductor tubercle is right here. It's hard to see. And then the medial epicondyle is right below that. The lateral epicondyle is on this side. And then the medial and lateral condyles is below the epicondyles. So it's right there, like right there and then right there. And then the medial epicondyle and the lateral, medial condyle. And then the patella is this bone right here. And the next bone we're going to talk about is the tibia. The tibia bone is bigger than the fibula. This is the tibia, and this is the fibula. And the tibial, medial, and lateral condyles. The medial condyle is right here, and the lateral condyle is on the other side. And the tibial tuberosity is in the middle, right here. And the medial malleolus is right here, the pointy end, right here. And the lateral malleolus is right here. The proximal and distal tibiofibular joints, which is the superior tibiofibular joint, it's the proximal, and the inferior tibiofibular joint, which is right here. The fibia is this one, and the fibia head is right here, and the lateral malleolus is right here. The next bones I'll be talking about is the bones in the feet, which are the tarsus. Here is the tarsus, and the calcaneus is the really big bone, and then which is the heel, and the cuboid is the one right below that. The navicular is the one right next to it. The medial, intermediate, and lateral cuneiform bones. The medial bone, cuneiform bone, is where the big toe, right here. The intermediate cuneiform is the second toe. The lateral cuneiform is the third toe. And the metatarsus is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The phalanges is from this line down on each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's this part. The hallux is the big toe. And the talus articulates with the fibula and the tibia. Right here goes with both of them. And that is all for the appendicular skeleton. And today is May 28th, Sunday at 3:30. Thank you very much.